If you're a low life, you're out of my life. I'm willing to cut off anyone in my life who gets in the way of my fiance and I, of following Christ. If they don't make me better in those areas, you're gone. Wednesday, October 29th, it's 11:33. I'd be lying to you guys if I wanted it to be a super happy and fun video today, which it still will be, but I want to be on a more serious note with you guys today. And throughout this, when I'm talking, I'm not talking at you, it's more talking to myself. So if I say you, I'm talking to me. And it probably applies to you as well. But lately, I felt like I've been slacking as a Christian man, not really living the most fulfilled life that I want to live. And it's been a reality check. So we're getting dialed back in. God instilled it in me very hard yesterday that I'm going to be getting dialed in. I don't know why. I've been struggling the last couple of weeks mentally, feeling like I'm not achieving the things I want to achieve, but at the same time not doing the things to change anything. So I've been kind of in this self-sorrow and upset at myself for not taking action. And last night, God hit me in the face saying, it's time to lock in. So today we're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about how we can lock in as individuals and what that's going to look like. And then later on in the video, we're going to dive into our chest workout. Now, I want to start integrating these sort of messages into the workout, so as I'm working out. So that's what we're going to start doing more often. And if you're here for motorcycle content and stuff like that, this stuff will be layered throughout content as we go along with the page. All right, so first off, we're going to be looking here at Romans 7:14 and 15. Well, just 15. 15 here says, "For what I want to do, I do not do, but what I hate, I do." And that's where I've been the last couple weeks. I feel like I've been in a cycle of wanting to do something, but doing what I hate. And that has led to this just cultivation, this cycle of doing what I hate, not doing what I should do or what I want to do, and then being upset at myself for not doing what I should have done. And it's just an endless cycle. And finally, God, thank God, He put it in my heart to stop being lazy. So stop being freaking lazy. Stop being soft and feeling bad for yourself. That's really what it comes down to. That's the only way you can break out of this cycle of doing what you hate is when you stop feeling bad for yourself. You can finally break out of that and start doing what you want to do. Now, you're always going to have some degree of this, of not doing what you want to do and doing what you hate. But if you get too deep into it like I was, it feels like you're in a hole that you'll never get out of. So next up, I want to talk about when you do start to get some motion in your life, what that's going to look like. And the mindset that I've been in is I'm willing to cut off anyone in my life who gets in the way of my fiance and I, of following Christ. If they don't cultivate towards that environment, make me better in those areas, you're gone. If you're a hobo, if you're a low life, you're out of my life. All right? And when you do this, when you start cutting people off like this, when you start cutting off OGs in your life, they hate it and they start hating you. And it's pretty easy to do this because the minute you start succeeding, they're going to start weeding themselves out. So here in Luke it says, this is Luke 6:22. Blessed are you when people hate you, when they exclude you and insult you, and reject your name as evil because of the Son of Man. Rejoice in that day and leap for joy, because great is your reward in heaven. For what is how their ancestors treated the prophets. So this is in a religious sense, right? When you start following Christ, when you start doing right, people are going to start hating you. People are going to start excluding you. They're going to start insulting you. And same goes for just overall life, whether it's getting closer to Christ or wanting to become a stronger Christian man or starting that business or starting doing content. The minute you lock in on the prize, and at the end of the day, it's always the Lord, because that leads to success in all areas. But the minute you lock in on the prize, people start hating it. People start hating it. And they'll start to exclude themselves or exclude you and insult you. But in the beginning, especially, you have to tell yourself, I'm done with these people. So stop being soft. Stop being scared to tell people that you're done being around them. And honestly, you don't even need to tell them that. They'll get the memo. They will get the memo, especially if you do content and you're posting about not wanting to hang out with these low-life slums anymore. They'll know who you're talking about. All right. Next up, we're in John 15:18. If the world hates you, keep in mind that it has hated me first. If you belong to the world, it would love you as its own. As it is, you do not belong to the world, but I have chosen you out of the world. That is why the world hates you. Remember what I told you. A servant is not greater than his master. If they persecuted me, they will persecute you also. When you belong to the world, which is where I was starting to drift, even though my actions weren't super evident that I was drifting towards the world. Like I wasn't going out and partying. I wasn't doing all this craziness. But mentally, I was drifting towards the world. I was lusting for women other than my fiance. I was not motivated. I was getting in a cycle of mediocrity. And I could feel myself drifting more towards belonging to the world. And it wasn't until last night that I woke up and said, dude, I am done. The only time I'm going to take my foot off the brakes is when I am spending devoted time with family, like explicit devoted time with family, meaningful time with family. I'm working out, working on my body. I am, what was the other ones? Working on my chopper, which helps me mentally. And then smoking a cigar and contemplating. I don't care what you say about smoking. When I smoke a cigar, I can sit there, I can think. It slows down the world. Okay? And then hunting, withdrawing, getting outdoors, spending time with God. Those are the only times I'm going to take my foot off the brake, and that is me enjoying life. No longer will I be belonging to the world during my time off, during my off time from chasing my best self, if that makes sense. I feel like everyone understands the hustle. Everyone understands chasing their best selves. But what are you doing outside of that? I think that really shapes you into the person that you're meant to be. Is what does your off time look like? Because eventually your off time is going to overcompensate. It's going to take over your productivity when you're actually dialed in. So, as it is, you do not belong to the world, but I've chosen you out of the world. You're chosen, dude. So we need to stop thinking that if we were going to see above average results, that we can just keep doing what the world's doing, what every other college guy our age is freaking doing. Going out on the weekends, getting trashed, hanging out with hobos. You know, like, that's done. We got to be around disciplined people. And I even told myself last night, I've said this multiple times to myself before when I go through these phases, is I don't even want to talk to people. I told my fiance that this morning. I said, I want to be quiet. I want to shut my mouth and be disciplined. And to someone on the outside, you know, that kind of sounds crazy to her. She's like, what, you don't want to talk to people? Yeah. I don't want to talk to people. I want to be quiet. I want to get into my own little atmosphere of the people I love, the things I'm working towards, God, and everything outside of that. Don't talk to me. Done. So right now, just view this video as time to get disciplined. Time to get your house in order. I even wrote it down in my notes. Where's my phone? I wrote this all out last night. I wrote here. I'll read the rest of it here for you in a second, but just this part here. I said, I'm the leader of our family. I'm going to take the initiative. I'm going to lead this family, and laziness will not be an adjective to describe me ever again. My fiance came into the room the other day because I had slept in on like a Tuesday. And she said, get up, lazy, as a joke. She loves me. I love her. She said as a joke. I will never be described as lazy ever again in my life. Anyway, let me read the rest of this for you. I'm tired of life sucking. I'm putting my foot down. I've been upset on the inside the last couple of weeks because things haven't been working out ideally with content, location, my spiritual walk, and overall feeling spread thin. And instead of taking action, which I'm typically good at, I've gotten away from myself. I've been taking the back seat. Because I realized pretty early on that I've gotten comfortable with low action and subpar action or activity, I've built some kind of self-destructiveness where I'm unmotivated to even try to change. I've just been in a cycle of something's wrong, I don't take action to change it with the right attitude, and then I get upset and live in sorrow that I didn't take action. I haven't been a man enough to trust God and take action. I've been sinking into comfort and self-sorrow. I'm the leader of our family. I'm going to take an initiative. I'm going to lead this family, and laziness will not be an adjective to describe me ever again, like I just said. My relaxing will be engaged time with family, working out, smoking a cigar and contemplating, riding the motorcycle, and hunting. Besides that, I am locked in. Lastly, if anyone or anything gets in the way of you or I, this is talking about my fiance and I, or our relationship with Christ, I will leave them in the dust. That's my mindset. That's your mindset. Let's freaking do it. So, that's where I'm at. If you're down to stick around for this journey, you can follow me here. I'm going to start posting consistently on YouTube every single day. Or not every single day, but probably 2 or 3 times a week. Posting this stuff as well on Facebook. I'll even post these full videos on Facebook. So if you like Facebook better, you can watch there. And then clips and Instagram reels, things like that. We'll still be doing all that. But if you want to follow along, you can. Because we're getting dialed. It's still going to be fun. This was just a reality check. All right? This is a time to man up moment. Okay? It's all fun and games. I love being happy for you guys and showing you the best version of myself. But sometimes you got to freaking grab grab yourself by the balls and say, okay, it's time to freaking man up, okay? Maybe not grab yourself by the balls, grab life by the balls. You get what I'm saying. All right, so that's the mindset. Let's go ahead and dive into this. What was today? It was a chest workout. I filmed this last week, so we'll dive into that. Before we do, I'm starting a challenge right now with my, or I guess a couple days ago, I started a challenge with my clients. Excuse me. To see who could lose the most weight before Thanksgiving. The winner of the challenge will get $500, and if I win, I will donate $500 to a charity of the choice of the group, whatever they decide on. We'll figure something out. As of right now, I'm not winning, which is for two reasons. One, I didn't go by percentage of body weight. So if someone's 300 pounds, they lose 20 pounds, you take that percentage, you see how much of their body weight they have lost. I've just did pounds. And I've got clients who are 300 plus pounds and lose weight really quick. And they're competitive as heck. So typically, I was cocky going into this thinking I'll win. You know, I want to donate money to a charity, so it'd be cool if I win. These guys are kicking my butt. Anyway, if you want to be coached by me, you can DM me the word honor on Instagram, or there's a link down below. You can watch a video and apply through there. Not sure if you'll get in to be able to join the challenge, but just understand that's the kind of mindset you need to come in with. We're competitive, and we push each other closer to Christ and towards our dream physique. So let's go ahead and dive into the video.